Frankie and Tommy here. Yesterday's highlights hit legacy, aging, relationships, and why the news ruins breakfast.
Listen to these names. Whitney Houston, Janis Joplin, Bruce Springsteen, Aerosmith, Alicia Keys, Barry Manilow, Santana, Aretha Franklin. Pretty heavy hitters, eh?
Yeah, to the least.
Yeah. Well, the man that brought all those voices to you and I over the years, Clive Davis, passed yesterday.
That is legacy. Most of us can't even keep one shared playlist from becoming a family argument.
94 years old. We were just talking about it before you arrived. But you think about it, Anderson, we don't have that kind of cultural influence anymore for like one person.
Now culture changes because one guy posts breakfast and everyone suddenly needs a $40 pan.
Like, think about the influence you had on all of us. Like, think about it. That's pretty impressive, actually, isn't it?
I think the next one would be Jimmy Maivia.
Every adult has a name they know until the pressure hits and their mouth starts freelancing.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy Iovine for sure, 100%. Yeah.
I always fuck his last name up because he was back in Tom Petty.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. 100%. Hey, okay. So I'm excited to tell you some stuff this morning.
What's his last name again? So maybe I don't fuck it up.
It's funny how we have our things, eh? I just fuck all your shit up, and I know when you say Jimmy Iovine. There you go, Jimmy Iovine.
But it's a difference. I'm forgetting the name of someone who has no direct influence in my life. But when someone that is close to me tells a story, I listen enough to where I can
ask. So the question is this: do you boys have toe hair?
That is real aging. One day you're fine, next day you're checking circulation like a dashboard warning light.
Fuck, I know you're a neurosurgeon, but there's some evidence from Dr. Aziz El-Gindi says that toe hair can be a small but useful sign, Johnny, of healthy blood flow. So if we have toe hair, guys, it's maybe a good thing.
It's called getting blood to your feet is what that's called.
Well, that means it's getting everywhere. It's getting down to your feet. That's a long way away from my head.
Exactly. After 40, good circulation feels like winning a small lottery nobody warned you about.
Yes. Well,
I get blood in all those good places.
That's right.
Blood in the body. That's what I learned in surgery.
That is the perfect doctor answer. Simple enough for sleep-deprived people pretending coffee is breakfast.
Yeah,
For success.
We got a good time looking at his feet right now to make sure he has toe hair on his feet there, which is
I'm good.
That's fantastic.
So hot. So right out of the gate, I just started exploring, and my exploration just kept going wider and wider, all the way to the point where I totally agree with one of the things you said. And there, people are afraid to die per se. So where when I adapted the belief that, hey, my body's just a vehicle, right? My vehicle is not me. So when the day comes, when I leave this place physically, my vehicle should be completely used up.
That hits. Most of us are baby in the car and still ignoring the check engine light.
And I think that was a really freeing, very freeing thought. Most people are sitting there trying to protect their vehicle when the vehicle is what allows you to go experience what you're supposed to experience. And of course, don't be an idiot with your vehicle. But
right.
use it aggressively and do all the goddamn oil changes.
That is life now. Chase goals, book appointments, and pretend your back didn't make that noise.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care of that vehicle. It's a temple.
That's
so
it.
Treat it well.
That's it. Promote your book, promote your site. Tell us for folks.
It's bothering them.
They're working together to try to deal with that shortcoming. when like a lot of times when I've had friends or whatnot, even family members at different points say, we're not having sex anymore, right? My first thing is, I'll say back to them, well, you must be doing it wrong. But and I can tell right away where they are, because when I say that, if they're responding to my statement just about sex, they're just fucking lost. Sex is on the Christmas tree.
That is marriage math. Love is real, but so are dishes, stress, and falling asleep on the couch.
When I say you're doing it wrong, I'm talking about all the shit underneath that. And it's like that just tells you how.
I've been to Amsterdam before. I haven't seen this before. Look at this. He's just proudly walking behind her on the collar.
Every vacation has that moment where you realize you're not as open-minded as your hotel booking claimed.
Brianna, thoughts? Have you had anybody walk into your office with the collar on?
No, I have not. I've had people discuss collars, but no, not in downtown Dallas. Has anyone walked in like that? But you know what I'm going to say, which is that I'm cool with it if they're cool with it. Like,
100%. Yes.
If they're happy, no one's being harmed.
That's honestly the grown-up rule. Consenting adults, clear boundaries, and everyone else can mind their own inbox.
Yes.
And then great, right? So, okay.
I love it.
Clearly he likes it. He's doing exactly what he's told. He's healing.
Every household knows this miracle. One person follows directions, and suddenly the room needs a trophy ceremony.
Perfectly.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Hey, Brianna, I would love to be a fly on the wall for the conversation. So, Brianna, I want to put a collar on my wife's neck, but she won't let me. Does it kind of go like that a little bit?
A little bit.
Morning media should confront you.
Yes, mornings already confront us with bills, traffic, and unread emails. The show might as well help.
For years, morning TV was designed to be soft. Warm lights, the smiling hosts, the weather maps, all the celebrity stories, the cooking segments, and all the safe little banter. But the world has changed. The morning has changed. The pressure has changed. Now, what do, guys? We wake up in nothing but chaos. Phone is waiting, inbox is full, the feed is loaded with outrage, the news is everywhere. News is the commodity hijacking your nervous system.
Watch the previous episode for highlights like this. Full show is up next, before the feed steals your whole morning.
Your knees are not the problem.
And no, you can't blame cholesterol for everything.
The real problem is you hit 45, looked at your life, and said, well, I guess this is the guy now.
We say fuck that shit.
Men who reinvent themselves live longer. Today, we're talking about it.
Only on The Big Show.
Good morning, nation. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, and welcome back to Mornings in the Live with Keith, John, and Friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. We got Jimmy on the buttons, we got Kai on the buttons, and of course we got our very own producer Neiman out there making sure the words sound as good as I look this morning. We got Dwayne and Rico doing the fucking arm wrestle for who's gonna own the baby boomer token. He is toothless and proud. His name, Matt Roof. Talk, John's the bullshit professor. Kai's the shit professor. Brianna, you're always teaching me, man, every single Tuesday. Nation, you will not find this kind of knowledge anywhere on the planet to start your day other than Mornings in the Live with Keith, John, and Friends. Hey, Good morning, nation. It's Wednesday, June 24th. Yesterday, we sat in the intimacy slow fade with our girl, Brianna Bass. Today, yeah, baby, yesterday, we talked about the drift. We talked about the roommate energy. We talked about the slow fade of your relationship. And if a lot of you reached out last night, you sent me texts. You said, hey, I heard your show. I didn't like what's happening in my relationship, so I had a conversation with my wife. And some of you didn't. So today, we're going to go to the other side of the same problem. Yep. Because the men who let the slow fade in at work, at home, or in their body, well, those are the same men who quietly stopped reinventing themselves, and the math on those men is brutal. Why we're calling it today, why men who reinvent themselves after 45 outlive the ones who don't. Yeah, baby, not a midlife crisis, not a Porsche, not a pony. Wait a minute. Who wrote this? Not a ponytail. Yeah, I got a pony. And we're talking reinvention, baby. Yes, we're talking the real one. We're talking the kind that adds years to the back end of your life and meaning to the front end of your day, because the other path, the one where you're stuck on the couch, the one where you're just settling back on autopilot, well, that's the one that gets you eulogized at 71. Yeah, by people who barely knew you. That's going to be block 4, deep dive, top of the second hour. Before that, we got our boy, our favorite Whitaker, Dwayne Whitaker's joining us on the show here this morning at the bottom of the first hour. We're getting to the Curiosity Cache. Good morning, Sullivan. Good to see you out there as well. We got some trending topics. Hey, what's going on with the Knicks and Edwin Baez and JP Morgan? I never thought I'd be talking about some human named Edwin Baez in New York City and having some fun with it today. The conversation desk. Hey, well, so it seems like since, listen, the world's all AI, the world's all GLP. We're talking one or the other along the way. Ozempic users moving less, not more. The drug is working. The men taking it are still rotting. Tropical butterflies that barely age. Joes, I never knew about this one. You guys see the clip with Dustin Poirier, a UFC fighter? Dude, just losing it. What is some of this news here I'm seeing on my desk? I don't know what some of this is. Yes, and Orlando is now the number 2 OnlyFans city in North America. What's up with Florida? I'm just telling. Listen. I love my friends in Florida. It just seemed a lot of craziness. Coming from Florida. So there you go, guys. We got a big show happening. We got some Curiosity Cache. We got a bunch of crazy things on the topic about what the fuck is this. We got the epic spot. We got some words of wisdom. And we got a reminder how long you've been snoozing. All that and so much more on the big show that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Let's get after, because the Morning Loop. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Kai, Melissa. Guess what? The Morning Loop, it starts right now.
Good morning, nation. You know the show's great when Brianna is here. The room gets sharper and nobody gets to hide. And Friday's looking spicy too, Sterling. The professor's coming in, baby. I got you, Mr. Petrocelli. That man hasn't even arrived yet. Preston's already acting like he's defending a thesis in bullshit. Chief also threw us that Amsterdam clip yesterday. Quick reminder, humans are undefeated at making public sidewalks weird. One chain leash, one sunny walk. And the internet said, hold up, what city are we in? Which is why I brought proof. I've been to Amsterdam too. Look, collar with handcuffs. No, Preston, different collar, different use, different conversation with your therapist. Put that shit away. Let's start the morning loop.
Our very own Sterling and Preston, part of the Mornings in the Lab community. I'm sorry, part of the Mornings in the Lab universe. Sterling, Preston, Frankie, Maya, and our very own Sophia Grant. You know, I was having a conversation with a customer yesterday. I was talking about our cast. And I was like, I spend enough time with them that you kind of get to know them. And I'm like, Sterling, what are you doing up there, man? And yeah, isn't that I'm with you, Joe Petro. That is absolutely a Hall of Fame intro with Sterling and Preston on the top of the studio, reflecting what's going on in Amsterdam. Like, it's just absolutely bizarre. Good morning, everybody. That's Dr. Petrocelli. He'll be joining us on Friday. I always enjoy our conversations with Petro. All right, so I got to get one thing off my chest. One thing, just one thing. Team, ears up on this one. I got an imagination kind of story. So here's the question for you guys. How come you can't just go into the liter of milk and walk out and say, I don't want to pay for it? Yeah, just wondering. So, yep, I'd like a jug of milk. Take the jug of milk, you walk out, take it home, and start drinking it. Then somebody's like, hey, you got to pay me for the milk. No, but I don't want to pay you for the milk. What do you mean? You got to pay me for the milk. Well, no, but I don't want to. Like, how does that work? I don't know. I'm just asking the question out loud. Could you imagine folks just wandering around, going to stores and saying, I don't want to pay for something, even though they gave you something, even though they gave you a bunch of services, but yet, nope, I don't want to pay for it. That's so fascinating to me. And I think to myself, I want to go to the store. I'm going to grab a loaf of bread. Hey, Jimmy, I was raised by parents that drove me by the jail that said, if you take the loaf of milk, or if you take the jug of, the jug of milk or the loaf of bread and you take it, you don't pay for it, you go to jail. Yeah, that's how I was teased. That's how I was taught. So I'm a little taken aback by this concept that, I don't know, there's humans in the world that think we can just walk into the store and grab the loaf of bread, eat the loaf of bread, just eat it, just eat the loaf, enjoy it for the whole month, and then say, nah, you know what? I don't want to pay for it. Yeah, there you go. There's my 2 cents to my team here this morning at Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Sullivan says, rules create stability and confidence and peace. Oh, is that what they are? Is that what it is? Rules create confidence, stability. Yeah, that's it. Kai, yeah. Hey, I want to make a show with you. Yeah. I want you to do the whole thing. Yeah. And then I don't want to pay for it. Okay. Like the jug of milk. Yeah, there you go. All right, hey, listen, Jimmy, Kai, what the heck was going on? Good morning, Holroyd. Hey, Holroyd. I know you've been on this journey, so maybe you can relate to this. I found myself, we're doing the peptide test today, guys. Second hour, Keith and Johnny are going to get into it. I want to talk syringes. I want to talk backwater. We're going to talk some of the mental benefits of peptides. But Holroyd, you'll appreciate this. I got my syringes a couple days ago, and I sent a picture to Karts. He's like, somebody's excited. I'm like, yeah, I never thought in my life I'd be sending pictures of syringes to my son. Like, yes, I got my syringes. What's going on? Good time. Good to see you, Charlie. So we had some laughter, and he sends me a text back. He's like, somebody's excited. I'm like, I know. And it's, what's this? Holroyd seems to happen at the liquor stores all the time around here. Dude, happening here in Manitoba. It's incredible, eh? So guys, for those of you who don't know, the liquor stores in Canada are government controlled. I think, I don't know about Ontario is as well. It's some Manitoba. But the funny thing is there's been this trend. People walking into the liquor stores and literally just shopping, filling their carts and walking out. Yeah, like Adam knows exactly what I'm talking about. Just walking out, going to the car. So they've had to spend a bunch of money on security in these grocery stores because people be like, well, no, I don't want to pay for the vodka. Pardon me. So I'm with Holroyd, man. Funny stuff, man. Just, nope, don't want to pay for it. There you go. All right. So we're living in a free society. But anyways, I got my syringes. We're talking peptide desk coming up on the second hour with myself and John Anderson. And I never thought in my entire life I'd be so happy that I'm getting a needle. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. All right. Hey, listen. So something's happening. Something happened over in New York City with a corporate employee. And I brought her up for the trending topic this morning because there's some craziness happening. The JP Morgan exec who stole the trash can, stole the trash can during the Knicks parade, was caught, and shit went sideways. Kai, let's run the clip.
Imagine making 6 figures, then stealing a trash can on camera at a parade. That's not a lapse. That's a career speed run. JP Morgan didn't fire her for fandom. They fired her because the internet turned limited edition Knicks bin into a permanent resume line.
Lesson for grown men. Your worst 8 seconds can outlive your best 8 years. Don't give strangers content with your name on it.
We got our favorite Whitaker joining us at the bottom of the hour. Dwayne Whitaker's hanging out. Sorry, Cheryl, I love you. You're busy doing your own show here today. Oh, yeah, by the way, Cheryl Whitaker is going live herself in 20 minutes as well. So there we go. So this I don't know what to say, man. So she's out there doing her thing, has a good old job at JP Morgan, probably making some good cash. And hey, Kai, we should get her on the show. Yes, Kai. Angie Baez. Let's go find her on LinkedIn. Hey, Angie, what's shaking? What's shaking? We're not teasing you. We're having some fun with you. But dude, the kind of decision you're making, I don't know. I got to put it on the table. Listen, I've made ridiculous decisions in my life, especially under the influence of alcohol. Oh, yeah. Alcohol, Vegas decisions. Didn't go very well. But listen, she's caught on viral video at the championship parade. And she dumps a limited edition blue and orange trash can onto the sidewalk. And then she walked off carrying it home. And so, Kai, she's fucking committed, all right. Good morning, Roofy. Hey, Roofy, I got a guest for you. Her name is Angie Baez, JP Morgan Chase executive. Kai, run the clip so Maddie can see what we're talking about. So she's all confident, takes over, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to go dump a bunch of trash on the... She was in the moment, Charlie. That's exactly what it was. You know what's funny, though, is that there's some morning show happening in North America with some dude in Canada who's calling out some lady who's calling around a trash can. Because in the moment, she's thinking, oh, yeah, I'm doing this, man. I got myself it's been 1,000 years since since the Knicks have won. So she takes us home. And then the next day, loses her job. Probably a couple $100,000 a year job, I'm thinking. And yeah, Neiman's like, yeah, she's going to be world renowned. Yes. Coming up, Angie Baez, a brand new world renowned coach on LinkedIn. How to overcome transformation when you lose your job from dumping a trash can. That's exactly what's coming in the future. Hey, we should go to Polymarket and put a bet. Polymarket bet coming. How long will it take to Angie Baez set up a LinkedIn profile saying she's a coach, a transformation coach? Yeah. It'll be something like, how many of you fucked up so that you had to resurrect yourself? That'll be the niche she gets into. So, Ange, I hope you're paying attention, even though you're probably not. We're going to get this to you later. But we're going to find you on LinkedIn, and we're going to help you launch your coaching career. Yes, the coaching career. Oh, is this how I lost my $1 million job for a committed goal in the moment? Yes, from our very own producer, Kai. That's awesome, man. So that's what this is for, right? These ridiculous conversations that people just caught along the way. Yeah, Charlie says, oh, Charlie, you're so right. Probably could have bought one for $20. Oh. Hold on. Mr. Anderson?
Our link in Yardstream's not there again. Can you text me the link?
Oh, yeah, it's there. I'll get it to you 100%. Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, can you, it's actually there. You just got to click the more button, but I'll send it to you right now too. You see it there?
Hold on. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Right now. All right. Johnny's on his way, guys. Johnny's on his way making it. Yeah. So, Roofy, you're right, man. Your self-sabotage is real. But in the moment, $20 or boom, on the way. Yeah, there you go. So, Joan Baez, Angie Baez, would love to have you on the show. Hang out with us and come talk about that. Maybe you can be a new female co-host. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. All right, listen, I see the boy wonder. I believe he's joining us. He figured out how to get into LinkedIn. His name is John Anderson.
I'll take the old vehicle. That's sharp, man. That's
right,
I was very curious to see what I was going to be wearing when I got out of that thing.
So a nice white suit with that red car, man, that's fucking hot, dude. I'd wrestle you for that car. Yeah, I'd wrestle you for the car. I wouldn't win, but
you'd wrestle me for anything. What are you talking about? You fucking weirdo.
Hey, Johnny, quickly before we get into it. So we were having some fun before you got here. So a lady in New York City during the New York Knicks parade got into the moment, was having fun. She look at this. She dumps this trash can all over the road. And she's probably making a 6-7-figure job at JP Morgan. That video loses her job. Just like that. And it's like, she probably could have went to the store and bought the $20 can just to, celebrate the moment.
Is it an assumption that she's making it? She works at JP Morgan, or do we know this?
No, we know for sure. She worked there. So, she was making some cash.
Maybe she emptied trash cans and she's like trying to fucking go against the establishment.
I don't know, man, but yeah. So young lady, she was in the moment, was having some fun, dumped the trash. I guess the boss.
That's a great. Lou should have the conversation here because in the moment.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put myself in their Knicks fans. We just won.
Yes.
Right? So I'm going to go break some shit.
Yes.
How is that living in the moment? Celebrate a win with another win. How do we, we've got this whole idea. Oh my God, I've lost 30 pounds. I'm going to treat myself.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
What the fuck, man? I had a client of mine, literally, he told me years ago, came to me, he's actually a business partner now, which I love. But came to me.
Yeah.
It was probably 5-6 years ago, almost 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, he's fucking
500 pounds.
and he's yoked now, dude. He sent me a picture of him. I thought at a glance, I thought I was looking at myself. I was like, fuck, Matt, are you kidding me? He still sees himself as the fat man, of course, because it just happened because he's so recent into it. 5 years does not reprogram your mind. But anyway, the point being is he had lost like, oh, fuck. He was probably 125 pounds down. His daughter was going to come home from school. Hadn't seen him in like 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm so excited for her to see me. But and then he goes, you know, and just so you know, this weekend I'm going to treat myself. And I'm going to start talking about what I was going to eat. And I'm like, Matt, hold up. Okay. Let's just understand what you're saying here. You've made all this progress.
Yes.
And now to celebrate the progress, you're going to do the very thing that got you there to start with. But here's the thing. Forget what you think. Forget how you feel. Your daughter's going to open the door and shit her pants. Then enjoy because she's so worried about you. And then you're going to demonstrate the same behavior that got you. Think that's going to make her feel good? And he was like, oh my God. He goes, I can't believe I didn't understand all that. It clicked something in his brain. That one experience literally changed him.
What a fucking awareness moment, eh? Like honestly,
he literally he says he goes, without that moment, I would have probably gone back to fucking because he'd been to 500 pounds.
Yeah.
So, but it's the idea that it's like we're programmed. Celebrate a win with self-sabotaging behavior. Why?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because Sullivan says what I was thinking. Too much food noise clouded the mind. Like, so it's funny because all of a sudden he started thinking about what he was going to eat. Eh? Like that's what that's what I got myself thinking. He's going to go for dinner with his daughter and thinking about how he was going to celebrate. It's exactly what I heard you say, or something like that.
And yes, it's food noise, but it's underneath that. It's where are you letting your mind needs to be reprogrammed. I just won. I'm going to go win a little bit more. Not I'm going to go fucking self-sabotage and go backwards. That's what we're bred to think. You know what I mean?
Dude, I went through it yesterday. I'll go through my day with you yesterday. I went through yesterday. So for the record, I made all fucking great choices yesterday. I hit my food marks every 3 hours. I was in bed by 8 o'clock. I hit everything. But I want to share with you my journey because that's what we're doing here. But I'll tell you, man, I walk into the kitchen, brother, and I'm like, okay, there's my protein on the counter. But my brain and my body is going, well, no, go have the fucking cookie. So guess what happened? I started walking there and I thought to myself, wait a minute, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Like you're going to
here's the thing, brother.
No, but let me finish.
Sorry. I thought you were done.
I'm going to go eat this thing. And within fucking 2 seconds, I'm going to feel like a fucking idiot that I made this. This thing will go eat it. And I'm going to eat it.
Maybe even less than 2 seconds.
Oh, you walk up, you go, and you're like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
So I didn't. I went and fucking crushed. I went and had my piece of chicken. I went to the fridge. I took 3 eggs out of the fridge, put 3 eggs in the fucking stove, boiled them up, ate my chicken, went back to work, came back and ate my eggs the rest of the day. But there's a true story, man, of a lot of men that would go there, and I was for the longest time, Johnny, choosing the cookie. True story.
Well, you know the thing I love about this story, brother, you're a multi-millionaire. You've done something that most people fucking dream about doing. And you did even better. You did it on this idea that was based on the future, which is even better. But so you know what it's like to have the feeling of getting paid. Yeah. That feeling you got, you can't buy, can you?
No. Because
so that feeling is equal to or better than fucking a landslide of money, is it not?
Oh my God.
Now you get to put those two feelings together.
How I felt this morning because I didn't make that stupid decision yesterday, dude.
I can't buy it, dude. You can't fucking buy it.
I got up out of bed before my alarm. I sprung up. I was like, okay, because I beat yesterday. Because I felt good that I beat what was trying to hit me yesterday and beat it. And I might go through it. Yeah, exactly. Good time peanut butter cups. But it's just, and then so Lauren made some cookies for Brooks' school, and she says, hey, do you want one? I says, no. Because I can't have one.
That's it. We know better than that.
Johnny, I know better than that. I can't have one.
Okay.
I can't.
And the fact that you do know that puts you ahead of the 99% of people who think that I mean, dude, it's my brother. I love him to death, but Jesus Christ, his ideas of what he thinks and what he does are very different. He comes over, he's he like I guess put bluntly, he doesn't spend a lot of money on his groceries. He cut, so when he comes over, we fucking feed him steaks and shit. He doesn't eat steaks. You know what I mean? And so, when people come over, Terry's got this and this, that, all things to snack on while she's fucking getting dinner ready.
Yeah.
And he's fucking crushing chips and fucking hummus. I'm like, dude, you got a steak coming. What are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he goes, I'll just have one. I'm really good at just eating a couple of bites of this.
No.
I fucking watched him. He fucking ate it the whole time. His steak came, took one fucking bite. It's like people's awareness is still off.
Yes. Yeah. Well, listen, we're human, right? We're human, right? And I was having a good day yesterday. My dopamine was flying, Johnny, because you know exactly what I'm saying. I was feeling good about myself, just like your buddy. He fucking achieved the goals, and then I see that little delicate gonna make me feel good again in the moment. And then I gotta have the awareness and stop and make the pivot. Right. So, but it's funny. You'll appreciate this. So I got my syringes. So I sent a text to Carty. I said, Carts, he says his response, someone's excited. I go, yeah, I never thought in my entire life I'd be sending you a picture. Your dad has syringes and he's fucking excited about it. So, today we're talking syringes and backwater on the peptide desk so you can teach and coach the handsome.
I love it. I love it. And I'm going to put an example in there.
Yeah.
Of how I not medical advice, I share my knowledge in a way that protects the people that I'm helping. So we'll use that as and awesome. You're gonna be one of them, because if you make a big fucking mistake, it really won't fuck you up.
I got you. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Well, listen,
I had a guy from Australia who made that big mistake, and it would fucking work perfectly because it didn't fucking.
So you said something to me. I don't know if we want to talk. I want to be sure. I want you to kind of hear between my lines here. You miscalculated something a while back around with insulin. You want to share that because you fucking blew me away with that situation.
Oh, dude, it wasn't a miscalculation. It was just a fucking brain fart of a moment.
Tell everybody, because from 70 to 700, dude.
Yeah, no, it was 7 to 70, so it's 10 times.
Yes.
Yeah, and keep in mind this is during a time when I'm a fucking pro bodybuilder.
Yeah.
The shit that we're doing is not. This is like clients come to me all the time, like, oh man, I've heard so much about insulin, I want to try. I'm like, no, not under my wing. I said, I'm not fucking teaching you to do this because you fucking make a mistake, you're dead.
Good for you.
I said, listen, if you didn't come to me with these goals, if you did, I wouldn't have taken you on.
Right.
If you said I want to be a pro bodybuilder, I'd have said pass. I'm changing people's lives for the good. I know what that world is like.
Yeah. Well said.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So insulin is something that we use when we're hyperloading. So figure like this: insulin is like a key that unlocks the fucking storage of the cell, all cells. So whether it be a muscle cell or a fat cell. So you get really fucking depleted so that muscle cells are fucking like starving for glycogen.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you use insulin, but you have to calculate how much insulin, how much carbohydrate. So all of what you're taking in just goes to the muscle, because if you take in too much carbohydrate, then basically the term is spillover, which means the muscle can't hold anymore, so it spills over into the fat cell, which you don't.
Okay. Yeah. No, you
That's
don't.
The term spillover.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so I'm basically, you have to kind of experiment to understand there's different types of insulin. There's this new one. It was called Humulin, I believe it was called. It was short acting, which is great because it's over soon. You don't have to manage it all fucking day. The hard part was you got this long lasting. Well, you got to manage your carbohydrate all fucking day. You miss something, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to take 7 units, which on a little bitty pin is not much, right?
I've been looking. Yes.
Yeah. It's an insulin needle for people that don't know the difference. Anyway, so it was the fucking morning and I knew exactly what I was supposed to do. My fucking coach.
Yes.
I wrote all my fucking notes. I'm looking at my notes. I got this shit on the fucking counter. I don't fuck what I was thinking. I pulled up fucking 70 units, which is like almost 3/4 of that fucking syringe when I was supposed to have less than 1/10 of the syringe. And, in those days, we just fucking popped it right in the form because we wanted it to go right into the muscle so it went in quick. push that thing in there. And as I'm putting the top on the pin, I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, fuck, Johnny.
I was like, I looked at my notes. I looked back at the fucking syringe. I'm like, oh my God. I just took 10 times what I was supposed to, which means now instead of having to eat between 70 and 80 grams of carbohydrate, which would have been less than 2 cups of rice.
Yes.
Now I had to eat between 700 and 800 grams of carbohydrate, and I had to get it in like the next 60 minutes, or I could have just I could have turned my lights off.
Because your body needed that, basically the balance, right, Johnny?
It was basically what it was doing. It would have dropped my blood sugar to the point where I would have fucking fallen asleep and never woke up.
Oh, dude.
Literally. And I could so dude, and it was like, probably I got so fucking scared is what helped me. Cause it was like, I felt like it felt like a fucking bucket of cold water dumped over me. I was like, holy shit. So I run and get my fucking phone. I start calculating. I'm like, okay, yes, this is what you got. Then I run to the fucking fridge. I'm like, I can't fit all that in my stomach. And so I get in the fucking car and I fucking go to the gas station.
Yeah.
And I start fucking grabbing candy because it's smaller. The volume in my stomach to get more sugar or more carbohydrate was smaller. A fucking cup of rice is like a baseball.
So you didn't care what you were getting in you. You just needed to get carbohydrate.
I was fighting for my life at that point.
You just needed to get sugar in you. You just needed to get fucking sugar.
If I didn't have that 800, I was going 800 to be safe because that was way too much at once.
Oh.
And I called my training partner. I said, look, this is what's going on. And fucking, he was like, oh, fuck. He goes, I'm in the car. And so he fucking met me. This is where I have my own gym. So we were training for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm fucking going to the gas station and I'm fucking stuffing my face. He goes, I'll come straight to the fucking gas station. And he just stuck by my side. Dude, we just literally, thank God it was wintertime. So it was cold outside. I took my fucking shirt off and I just kept walking and fucking eating. Dude, my stomach looked like I was pregnant. It hurt so bad, but he was like, dude, this is like a fucking set of squats. You have to get that next fucking piece of candy down. And he's tabbing up what I'm eating. Yeah. And I'm fucking getting tired. It's like I want to sit down because I wasn't keeping up with the requirements. Anyway, long and short of it is that I'm here, so we pulled it off.
Yeah, I'm here. Good thing, John.
But I mean, literally, that's what happened. Yeah. It could have been. Let's just pretend I didn't recognize the mistake.
Oh,
it'd dropped me.
100%.
I would have eaten my 2 cups of rice, thinking, "Oh, this is going to be a great training session," and the next thing you know, it would have just fucking hit me so fast. See, I was a little bit ahead of it. Is the only reason I was.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that early onset recognition, and it was like that's when I realized, okay, you know what, dude, I don't fucking give a shit. This is a different fucking. This is a level of risk.
No shit.
I don't need. At that point, fuck, man, I was 46 years old. I had no illusions of being Mr. Olympia. My pro bodybuilding career was like this huge springboard for my gym and my business. I was like, okay, dude, you're gonna this. It was actually what I turned it into was a good pivot because I realized, okay, this was the wake up call you need just to start fucking leveraging this podium that you're on.
Yeah.
And that's where I got to stay.
A very good wake up call. Good morning, everybody. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, Roof. You have yourself an awesome day, brother. You're hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Morning to Live with Keith, John, and friends. Johnny, I got Whitaker joining us this morning. Dwayne's going to hang out with us. Going to be coming in a few moments. But before we do that, we're talking moments. We're talking about that lady in New York City that lost her job from dropping the garbage can. We've all had our moments. I found a really cool clip.
Well, real quick before we go, the last thing I always say when I tell that story is, that candy did not taste good.
No, I sure did that. I'm sure you were not liking any of it going down at the time. You're like, as the fat kid who grew up eating candy, you're like, fuck, I don't want to be eating this right now.
Yeah, there was like, this is fucking bullshit. You know, it was like. Normally, but under non-life and death situations, I can spin anything to a silver lining. But
well, here's the silver lining being spun. Dana White sat down with Lex Fridman, and I found a really fun clip about in the moment, crazy moments. Listen to this one. This is funny. Kyle, let's run it.
For many different reasons, this is what you live and you learn in life, and you figure things out as you go along. So one night I'm over at the at the Rio, right? And they got big suites over there. So I go over there with some buddies, and we got one of the suites, and we have some dinner, and we start drinking, right? So we're having some drinks at dinner and blah, blah, blah. Starts to ramp up. I'm having a good time. And I make my way down to the high limit room. We start gambling, and I continue to drink, having a blast.
Yeah.
I end up leaving and going home that night, and I lost like 80 grand. Right. So I wake up the next morning. I'm like, fuck, those motherfuckers got me for 80,000 last night, and da 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 da. So I'm at work the next day, and the host over there calls me, and he says, "Hey, Dana, are you coming back? Do you still need the room that you guys had where you ate and all the shit you used to?" And I said, "No, I don't need the room, but don't get too comfortable with my fucking 80 grand. I'm coming back for it."
Yeah.
Dead fucking silence on the other end of the phone. And he's like, "Dana, you lost $3 million last night." What the fuck are you talking about? I only have $1.5 million credit line. He goes, "Yeah, you made us call the GM of the hotel, and you started calling him a fucking pussy and da 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 da." And I went, "Yeah, no, that sounds like something I."
So it's just in the moment, right, John? Like we're in the moment with these fucking.
What I was going to say is I've heard some stories about him. 80 grand. He's thinking that's not bad of a loss.
I know. That's what I thought.
I saw a clip of him once in a private fucking room.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was with, but dude, he went down $1 million and shut it down. The other guy just kept fucking plunging. I mean, you could see the look in the guy's eye. I'm like, oh, he's fucked. He can't get away.
Yeah.
Dana actually was probably wasn't drinking that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, that's fucking heavy. You know what I mean?
Isn't it heavy though? Yeah. Well, I think we've all kind of had our crazy stories there where I'll wake up and open my jacket up and there's chips or money. They're like, oh, I have that there. Or the time like, oh, I've lost all that. But I thought that was funny. He's thinking he lost 80 grand, 3 million.
Yeah. It was a fucking blessing for me that I got my wake up call before I was an adult. Swear to God, I was in college when I had those moments. I think I told you. I mean, I had this. This pattern was so fucking. I shouldn't say adult. I was young adult before I ever made any money. But I mean, it was like the year after college is when I cut it. But I realized this addiction doesn't care how many zeros it takes.
No.
Whether it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, I lose all the zeros.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
Yes.
So it's like, I was like, am I going to be this fucking degenerate that loses my fucking kids' college funds thinking I'll win it back? No.
Am I going to be this degenerate? So yesterday we leaned into the word dormant. Today, degenerate. Like the word degenerate.
But you know what I used? When I used dormant, actually, I didn't realize it was actually spot on because the doc on said something about sleep. Well, that guy was talking about that's he did. He slept his life away. But he was depressed. You know.
Oh my God. So speaking of in the moment, Kai's got something funny for us. You know, again, if people would put so much more energy into positive things, I think our world would be so much better. Hey Kai, what's up with this Kentucky cop?
Here's the point. Criminals are getting dumber, but consequences aren't. Your life runs on what you actually do, not what you say it is.
Kentucky cops find a duffel bag labeled, "Definitely not a bag full of drugs," misspelled. Confident it was absolutely drugs.
That's not a mistake, that's optimism. Like writing, "Definitely not my bad decisions" on your credit card. Sir, the label is Exhibit A.
So this couple, they had a bag and they put a sign on it, a label that said "Definitely not a bag full of drugs." And the cops pulled him over and saw it and they arrested him.
Why full?
Well, that's kind of the point. They look at them. Do you think they can spell? I'm just saying. Yeah,
I mean, there's no way to cover that up.
What? How they look or how they spelt the word? Either or. That's
all the above.
Oh my God. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab. We get up and after every single day, 8 o'clock live right here on the Mornings in the Lab network. Matty Roof starts the show at 7:30. Hey, Johnny, could you imagine walking into a grocery store and just grabbing a loaf of milk and a loaf of bread and walking out without having to pay for it?
And walking in line and paying for it?
Well, just walking out and not having to pay for it because you didn't want to pay for it. Could you imagine how that would work?
Well, I mean, I suppose it just depends on how fucking ballsy the fucking person is and how, more importantly, how fucking ballsy the security is.
I just wonder sometimes why people think they don't have to pay for stuff. Anyways, good morning, Stuart. Good to see you in the comments this morning, my brother. Good to see you out there. You're hanging out with Keith and John on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Dustin Poirier was caught with some crazy, in a crazy situation at an Atlanta airport. Hey, Kyle, let's run it.
Guy?
Poirier, retired champ, gets booted off a Delta flight in Atlanta, then squares up on a cop. Funny until you see what's underneath. Body cam shows the stance, the shouting, then cuffs. Misdemeanor public drunkenness, bond, and he posts, "I need help. Alcohol isn't the answer." This isn't MMA guy wilding. It's identity withdrawal. Fame gone, routine gone. The lesson? Build a life that doesn't collapse when the spotlight ends.
Good morning, Petra. Good morning, John Kiesel. We got Kiesel in the comments this morning. Good to see you, my brother, out there hanging out with Keith and John this morning. The other John. It's funny, John Anderson. I've been hanging out with John Kiesel, doing some business with him, and he spells John. And I got to be my whole life, I was taught John, and then you come into my life, and I'm like, fuck, man, I got to learn this new Jon. So we were making some stuff for John Kiesel. He's like, you're spelling my name wrong. I'm like, oh, right, because I've been thinking for the last 2 years it's been Jon. So
Well, I got a double whammy. I got first and last name.
Well, yeah, and you got Anderson that's asked backwards too. Exactly. Yeah. But hey, Kyle, it shows Dustin Poirier. So, again, in the moment, he's in the moment situations. I don't know if he was under the influence of something. The way he was acting might suggest he was, but he was in Atlanta. And he was quite aggressive with the cops, with the gate attendants. He wanted to fight the police officer. And you hear the police officer saying, no, chill out, chill out, chill out. But these kind of moments certainly don't don't paint the industry in good light. But yes, he was charged with public drunkenness and later released on bond. And then what he did, Johnny, he made a post on Instagram saying that he needed some help, and saying that alcohol was not the answer. So a good example, of the other side of where things go sideways. Hey, brother.
You know, alcohol is fucking guaranteed to do one thing for you.
This.
Make a problem 10 times worse.
Yeah. Well, you know what's actually, it's interesting you say that, because we have this situation. We have the lady in New York City who was probably under the influence as well. Look, she loses her job. This guy almost ends up in jail. The common theme is actually alcohol. We got Stuart saying, I drank a beer with Dusty Hill at Phoenix Airport. He was a good guy. And then we got Petro saying, in astronomy, in astronomy, a dormant degenerate refers to a quiet, invisible system consisting of burned out, extremely dense stellar remnants that are currently inactive but could spark back into an active phase. Oh, it's like Keith's body. There you go. Yeah. Hey, Johnny, so Ozempic users, there's some news breaking. And again, so it's funny because before you got on the show, it's clear that there's two things happening in the world. You got the GLP world and you got the AI world, and I'm kind of in the middle of both of them, it seems like these days. Well, listen, Fitbit study. Again, Fitbit not talking to a million people, still almost 1,000 people. We got some data. Kyle, let's run it.
Fitbit data on 753 GLP-1 users. Weight drops, steps drop 2. 547 to 487. Your body's lighter, your life's lazier.
So Ozempic isn't a fitness coach, it's a scale negotiator. If movement falls, muscle pays, especially if you've got joint pain. The lie is weight loss equals health. If you're not lifting and walking on purpose, you're shrinking the wrong stuff.
We got our brother from another mother joining us. Dwayne Whitaker's joining us in a few little moments here. So, Johnny, this just talks about what you and I have been talking about often, is that here's what I think happens, right? People see themselves seeing the changes in the mirror, and they think, okay, well, I don't have to get moving anymore, right? You're nodding. That's what happens, I think, right? There's no habits being taught.
Well, it's people that it's the people that are not interested in using the tool properly.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. And it's funny because the statement that I have in my notes here, and you think about this, right? Losing weight is not the same as staying strong. big difference, right? Losing weight, staying strong, very different. So I was not surprised.
When you lose, and people understand this, when you lose weight, you're losing muscle and fat.
Yeah.
You want to lose fat, not muscle.
Yes.
When you keep muscle and lose fat, that's when you actually look good when it's over.
Yeah.
If you're losing fat and muscle, now you're just a more pathetic, more saggy version of what you were before. The scale says you're 50 pounds lighter.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I know who's a handsome looking man waiting to hang out with us this morning. I invited.
Come on.
I invited to bring him in here. Our brother from the other mother. Let's bring him up, Kai. Dwayne Whitaker. Oh yes, baby. What's going on, brother?
What's up, baby? What's up, my favorite brothers from other mothers?
How are you, brother?
Oh man, how you guys doing this morning?
Good. What have you been up to,
doing, baby?
Oh, I'm good, man. Moving, man. I'm twirling a lot of plates and putting out a lot of fires, man. Keeping it moving.
I love that, man.
One of the things they taught us in the Army years ago, they said, just do what has to be done.
Yeah. Just do what has to be done. It's funny you say that, Dwayne. So my daughter got her first job on the weekend. I was telling Johnny, I think you might have heard it on Monday. It's a Greek woman, just a hardcore Greek woman, eh? And I said to Piper, I says, Pipes, never be standing around because that lady will always want you doing something. Move, wash the tables, pick things up, right? Like,
as long as you got a fucking broom in your hand, you're halfway there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Because if you got a broom in your hand and you're, at least if you're just sitting there, she's thinking, okay, she's going to sweep something. You catch her later the corner of the eye.
Yes, yeah. So that was one thing I learned in my first job. Dwayne, what was your first job?
My first, well, okay, it's a two-part thing. My first,
of course,
halfway job was I got my working papers at 16, and I got a job working at this Tabernacle Church outside in the summer. It was a summer job, cleaning and whatnot, and sweeping the floor, keeping the grounds out. But my first official job was at McDonald's.
Oh, good for you! Yeah,
I was a custodian at McDonald's, but I was custodian / cook. I did some everything. My sister got me a job there with them, and I just did what I wanted to do. I was hanging out, roller skating all night long, coming to work.
That's awesome.
And cleaning and whatnot. Then I got sleepy. I would go and go out on the roof and close the ladder to get up on the roof, act like I was cleaning the condensers and sit on the bucket and take me a 20-minute nap.
I love it. I got a buddy who went from that kind of job. He now owns 2 McDonald's in southern Manitoba. He went from sweeping floors to now he's an owner. I love that kind of story because that's a story, isn't it, Dwayne? Because that's just And when you
talked about this guy a few times, right?
Yeah.
Keith?
Yeah, I have Johnny. Yeah, and I said to him because actually it was Father's Day again. So Carter was talking to him, and I said to him, I said, "Dude, you basically bought yourself a bank because he's stressed about this thing, right?" And I go, "I get the stress for the next 3 to 5 years while you pay this thing off, but regardless, it's you bought yourself a bank. Let's judgment aside for McDonald's, but it just prints money over time, right?" So, and I was thinking, did you go to McDonald's University, Dwayne, down in Chicago when you were training, or they didn't send you there?
No, I was there. Like I said, I was just there as a custodian, and I didn't go to any kind of training schools or anything, and eventually I learned how to make fries. I never did end up taking the job cooking and stuff, but I cooked what I wanted, and I just learned the whole place and just got to learn the area and got to learn to do everything. But my job was the custodian.
John Kiesel comes in and says, "Let her know to learn. I'm getting ready to ... do something." Yes, I'm just learning something. 100% works every time. And Charlie says,
McDonald's has got to be a fucking safe place to be. I've never seen another fucking fast food restaurant with drive-ins on 2 fucking sides of the building.
Well, there's certainly an efficient operation.
But just the fact that they have enough traffic that they need 2 fucking drive-ins on the same fucking building.
Yes,
holy Christ, it's unbelievable.
That one near me, the one near us, it has the drive-through, but it has a double. The island has two mic setups where you can order, so you can come up in your car, double lanes.
Yeah, fucking crazy good. Crazy.
That means they're doing good business.
Yeah, no kidding. Keith, John, and our buddy from another mother
doing good business, just fucking legally poisoning the public.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, right? That's the thing too.
Exactly what it is.
Johnny, how long have you been married?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Honestly, Tara and I really don't count how long we've been married. We count, how long we've been together, because that's what matters.
Let's go to that. What's the number?
Oh, fuck. Would have been 05.
Dwayne coming in next.
Middle of 05. So we're talking about here coming up on 21 years.
Wow, good for you.
Oh,
Winner.
Yeah, we had, I got to say, though, we had probably the biggest blessing.
Yeah.
About midway through. Because, couples have fucking problems and
100%.
Yada, yada. Well, we went through the biggest one where we literally, and it was my doing, because I believed at the time that I just wasn't the one for her.
Weren't good enough, so to speak, eh?
Yeah, I just felt like I'm not making her happy. And so I want her to be happy. And when she's not happy, I'm not happy. And so so we basically parted ways, but true part ways. Like, we both had other relationships. I mean, our communication was just about the kids.
Wow.
And it was fucking tough. And after it was close to a year, 9 months and change, we both kind of realized, fuck, man, there's not a lot fucking better out here,
Yeah.
So basically, when we came back together, it was almost like, okay, we know that this is it. And so now I realize that what I used to think of her not being happy was me. That's just kind of her personality. I would track it back to the way she was raised. She raised herself.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's a lot of things that she displays that I was interpreting that was leading back to me, but it wasn't really me. It was just her and the way that she reasons through situations in life.
Yeah.
And so I guess what I'm getting at is this. Once we came back together, it was like, it was just like this whole different level of understanding that, it sounds bad to say this, but to a certain thing, it's kind of fucking powerful. If couples knew truly there was no better option for them, it would be much easier to fucking look past the shit that fucking gets under your skin.
True. Well, I got something for you. Whitaker, what about you guys? What are you and Cheryl? How long? How many years?
Cheryl and I, we've been together for 2010, 16 years. We've
Wow.
been married for 13 years. Time
Wow.
seems like yesterday, man. And we actually met online.
Yeah, you told us that. Yeah, that's awesome. So get this, guys. Only 1 in 6 million couples, 1 in 6 million reach 80 years of marriage. Kai, run the clip.
Only one U.S. couple a year hits 80 years married. That's not romance, that's endurance. They're both 99. If your relationship can't survive a group chat, maybe don't blame timing. His ship got hit in WW2, they still finished high school, married. Lesson, commitment isn't vibes, it's reps.
It's 80 years. 80 years these two people have been together. How awesome is that? The only one couple in the United States, 80 years.
Dude, that's fucking sometimes Terry will send me these videos.
Yeah.
And it was this one fucking, it's kind of like goals that we look at. It's like it's a joke, but it's not really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was this lady that's in a hospital bed, right?
Yeah.
And she looked like she'd been there for a while. And her husband, which you didn't know, obviously figured out real quick, comes fucking rolling in on like some sort of a hybrid scooter / wheelchair. She sees him. It almost fucking chokes me up just thinking about this. She just fucking was so excited to see him. And he pulled up next to the bed, and they touched foreheads and noses, and they just sat there.
Oh.
And it was like they just held on to each other. And it was like they were like you could so see they were complete in that moment.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's fucking cool.
That's awesome. Well, Dwayne, you talk about meeting Cheryl online. So think about this though, right? So you meet Cheryl online, and I'm thinking to myself, it probably feels like it was yesterday, right, Dwayne?
Literally.
Like yesterday. So think about this couple. Like this couple, she met this guy at his lawn mowing business, and then his ship, as they're met, he was struck by a Japanese kamikaze pilot. So just think about the differences. You meet Cheryl online, they're talking about World War II kamikaze suicide pilots, and they're still married today.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
You can't make that up, man.
No, you can't make that up. That is that's impressive stuff, man. I'll tell you what else you can't make up. I will tell you what else you can't make up. What's going on in the water in Florida? Because it just seems like Florida always has interesting stuff. Well, listen, Orlando's ranking number 2, boys, in OnlyFans spending. Kai, that's right.
Orlando, theme parks, churros, and apparently OnlyFans. Report says 14.3 M spent in 2025. The vacation wasn't the only thing getting upgraded.
They're 2 per spending density, 466 Ks per 10,000 residents. Atlanta's 1. So Mickey's not running the park, the algorithm is.
This isn't just funny. It's a map of private demand. Family city branding, private city behavior. What do people fund when nobody's watching?
So Dwayne, average spending out of Orlando about almost 500 grand. No, I'm sorry. $500. No, I'm sorry. 406. Yeah, almost $500,000 per 10,000 residents. Atlanta people spend almost 525,000. What's up with Atlanta and Florida wanting to spend money on OnlyFans? Dwayne?
That's you said on OnlyFans?
Yeah, like as in like the website where people can go and get access to others that are doing crazy things behind the paywall.
Wow, that would make me think that people don't have a lot to do.
Is that what it is?
Well, it's I agree with that, brother. You know what else? My first thought is these poor fuckers have no interest that's greater than watching somebody else.
Yeah. It's like, absolutely, John. It's like, I support things. I like a lot of sports and entertainment and things like that. But, the term fan is literally fanatic.
Yes. Yes.
That's the derivative of the word. And when you think about it, it's like, I heard someone say years ago when I was in marketing, it's like you got those that's in the game and those that's in the bleachers.
That's it.
And you have more people in the bleachers than those who are in the game. But yet the ones in the game was making all the money.
Yes. Yeah. So exactly.
When you look at that perspective, it's not to hate on any type of entertainment or, sports or any kind of events. But when there are people that dedicate their entire life to doing that, and, there's people that have the financial wherewithal to do that. If that's what you want to do, I don't knock and, do what's good for you. But I just don't see the logic if I'm spending all of my income and all of my time to be a fan, and I got no ROI on life.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Keith, John, and Dwayne hanging out this morning on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, Dwayne, what does character mean to you? When you think about the word character, especially with people in your life, what does character mean to Dwayne Whitaker?
Character, I think character is the fiber, the total alignment with who you are, being your personality, what you stand for, and what you toe the line on in life. I think character is literally your personality and who you are and what you don't negotiate in giving up to being.
Johnny, character to you?
I think the front door is when someone says what they're going to do and they do it. That to me is the first. Okay, now I recognize that. Okay, I'm happy to investigate the next layer of their character, because if they don't have that, that's a character I don't want around me.
Yeah. Does character come from greatness and intelligence, or does character come from work ethic, Dwayne?
No, I think character comes from the foundation. I think of character starts with our personality, which is when we were not long after we're born. Your personality is who you are, and then you're taught. You have environmental traits, and then you have learned traits and genetic traits. So that all of those things are factors and ingredients in us growing from a child, from a baby, and then we make choices as to how we choose to live our life, and that's where we get into, like in my case, being a pleaser and this and that, and you're kicking yourself in a way, and different things you do. I was hot-headed. I had a hair trigger, kind of ran in my side of the family, my dad's side of the family. I had a hair trigger temper. It's like I'm never afraid of nothing. I learned in the street, if you're scared, get a dog. I'm not scared of nothing, but that's not very wise. There's a lot of tough, unafraid people in the grave too, you know. So, but I think that character comes from, you know, I was taught, you know, like an example, you know, I was taught at an early age by my dad, you know, be a person of your word, do what you say you're going to do. And
well, that's it, right? That's the front door, baby. That is the front door,
literally. And you know what? Things happen. You know, I was bitching and moaning yesterday. You know, doing my real estate and whatnot, and working with attorneys. You know, I fire attorneys. You know, they don't work for me, but I bring you business. I won't. You know, if you say you're going to do something, people say, "Oh man, you know what? I forgot. I'm so sorry. I said I was going to call you back. I got tied up." I get it. I show grace. I believe that. But right then, my spidey sense is going up already. I say, okay, now I'm going to watch that. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Now it becomes a habit, and every time you're apologizing for the same thing, you're doing it again. That's not an accident. An old timer told me years ago, there's two things. There's accident and then there's intention. I accidentally step on your toe. When I repeatedly do it, that's intentional.
Oh, yeah.
So I already made my mind. I'm still working with him. I said, you know what? I'm cutting them off at the kneecap. So, you know, not
brother, you just literally described the second door for me. So the front door is what they say. Do they do it? If they don't do it, are they taking accountability for not doing it? And like it, especially if it's like with me, hey, yeah, I'm going to do this, right? And it's between us. If that person doesn't do it, but they come to me and say, hey, you know what? XYZ got in my way today. I'm going to get to it tomorrow. Okay. Oh, good, baby. That's now you actually gone another step deeper in the character I let in. Mm-hmm. But you just say you're going to do it, and it just fucking, oh yeah. You just put yourself away from you got further away from getting into my circle.
I got some words of wisdom from Jensen Huang, one of the world's smartest dudes. He runs NVIDIA. Hey, Kai, let's run this clip.
Expectations have very low resilience. And unfortunately, resilience matters in success. I don't know how to teach it to you except for I hope suffering happens to you. And I was fortunate that I grew up with my parents providing a condition for us to be successful on the one hand, but there were plenty of opportunities for setbacks and suffering, and to this day I use the phrase pain and suffering inside our company with great glee, and the reason, and I mean that, boy, this is going to cause a lot of pain and suffering, and I mean that in a happy way, because you want to train, you want to refine the character of your company, you want greatness out of them. And greatness is not intelligence, as you know. Greatness comes from character, and character isn't formed out of smart people. It's formed out of people who suffered.
Yes, greatness is formed. Character is formed out of people who have suffered. I love that, because isn't that true, Johnny? Suffering in the squat walk, Dwayne suffering on the streets, figuring shit out in your life. That builds character, man. That just
so I so agree. And one of the things I've recognized in the years that I kind of teach mindset is that suffering is a word that many people have a hard time swallowing.
I would agree with you.
At least in the front end.
Yes.
Because they haven't registered that suffering is so powerful.
Yes.
But so you just kind of put some sugar on it and say, look, your struggle is what gets you where you want to go. Because they can hear struggle and they can lean into it. Suffer and they lean back. And so, but once they start to realize that leaning into the difficult situations, but suffering is a hard word for many people to swallow because they don't really understand the concept yet.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Dwayne, thoughts?
I totally agree with you, with John. It's so when you hear suffering, it's and like you said, the other word that it uses, I learned to use is challenge.
Oh yes,
yeah. This is our problem. This is our challenge. So people can, like you said, John, people can lean into words like that. When you hear suffer, remember, as we're just bigger children. As we grow up, we just associate children. We didn't go from a child to turning an adult and then the light switches off and now you're a totally different person. We're the same person, just picking up more tools in our game, in our tool bag of life. And when people hear suffer, they associate. We can tend to, the mind takes you to the extreme,
and the absolute negative, right? 100%.
Yes.
When really suffering might be just redefining extreme discipline.
Well,
Right?
but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's kind of a funny thing, because here, one of the things that, as well as I'm trying to teach this stuff, it's hard to get the words to line up for the person, but it's like, how would I put it? We suffer when it's not necessary about the things we can't control. That's the suffering we need to eliminate. We need to lean into the suffering that we choose to lean into, lean into the struggle, lean into the challenge, lean into the suffer. Don't suffer about something you have zero control over, because all that's going to do is fuck your life up.
Yes.
That word is fucking, it has to really be understood, and how it can be used to benefit. Otherwise, it fucks people up.
I agree. That makes me think of
today it was degenerate. The power of a word. The power of a word.
You froze again, brother.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that the power of a word, right? Suffer, dormant, degenerate, like these words that people hang on to, and we can't step back from outside of them, right? So, all right, listen, you're hanging out with Keith, John, and Dwayne. We're going to do this new lifestyle tip with Anderson, reset hour 2. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about reinvention. And Dwayne, I want to put you on the table, brother. As you've gone through your journey in life, you heard the conversations that me and Johnny were having earlier this week. I'm going down a peptide journey and kind of going through my next stage in life. I'd like to think I'm hitting 55. I want to be strong and fit, yada, yada, yada. I want to talk to you about reinventing. I want to talk to you in your 40s and 50s. And I'm thinking there's been some parts in your life where you're like, all right, it's time to maybe step it up again. So we're going to have that conversation when we come back in about 2 minutes. Myself, John, and Dwayne on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
All right, we're going to kind of run a little bit further with this conversation that we were having a minute ago about suffering. See, suffering is one of those things for most of you guys. You worry, you stress out, you have anxiety, you suffer about things that you don't have control over. And what that does, it takes your attention and it puts it to places in your life that at best, you're just going to sit there and run this loop of, you're stressing, you're suffering, you have anxiety. Nothing can change because you don't have the power to change it. So you really have to think about what it is that you're allowing yourself to have anxiety over. Having anxiety over the things that you can't change will straight up fuck your life. It'll fuck it up. Versus you write down, the tip's coming in a second. You have anxiety, you suffer over the things that you can control, you can lean into them and you can fix them. It makes your life better. So here's the tip. Take a piece of paper, line down the middle. On the left side, write down all of the things that you stress out about. Okay. Now, on the right side, what you're going to do is you're going to look at that list and you're going to take and carry over the items that you stress out about that you can actually make a difference with. You're going to be very, very surprised how few of them make it to the right side of the page, which means you're suffering when it's not necessary, but more importantly, you're suffering over shit that doesn't do you any good. When you suffer over things that you can help, you can change, this is actually a positive thing because you'll make a difference. When you're making a difference, you're handling that suffering, you're handling that anxiety. But the first step is to recognize how much suffering or anxiety you're putting yourself through because you're doing over the things that you can't change. So I guess the tip is this. Yes, use the piece of paper and use the tip that I gave you, split the line, yada, yada. But ask yourself a question because these things are about questions lately. Are you aware that you're suffering over shit that you can't change? And more importantly, are you aware that you're fucking your life up in the process? And the good part about it is it's all within your control. So get a piece of paper, start writing that shit down, make a change. But more importantly, this shit right here, will change your life. Rock and roll.
Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. You are an hour two. If you're just rolling in, you missed the morning loop. Some fun conversations. Edwin Baez, JP Morgan. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. That's craziness happening over there. Conversation. Yes, we talked about Zempic. We talked Dustin Poirier. We talked what's going on in Orlando and OnlyFans coming up right now with myself, Dwayne Whitaker, and Johnny the Deep Dive. Why men who reinvent themselves after 45 outlive the ones who don't. Did you guys know? Research on longevity shows that men with strong evolving life purpose have longer telomeres. That conversation starts right now with myself and Dwayne and John Anderson on Mornings in the Lab.
Most men don't die from age, they die from identity. After 45, I'm done changing becomes a biological decision.
When purpose flatlines, stress rises. Cortisol stay high, sleep weakens, inflammation climbs, and you call it just getting older. Reinvention isn't chaos, it's identity flexibility. New challenges and new skills that keep your brain and body regenerating.
Stagnation prunes you. The mind stops adapting, recovery slows, and your system starts aging faster. Quietly, predictably.
You don't need a life explosion. You need one micro shift today that proves you're still building the next version of yourself.
Today we break the research, the mechanism, and the first step, so you can reinvent after 45 without burning everything down.
All right, you're back with Keith and Dwayne here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Dwayne, so you've been on your life reinvention many times.
Yeah.
When do you realize that it's time for a reset? And here, go here with me. Is it like, are there moments around you? Is it like you're looking at just life in general? Is it you look in the mirror? Because you've been hanging out with us. You've been hearing my journey. You heard the banter with Keith and John last week as I arrived at some of my decisions. Like, when do you know it's kind of like, oh, maybe it's time for me to step up again because I'm getting bored and so forth? Talk to me, Dwayne, about keeping purpose in your life and constantly reinventing.
Well, I think that's a great question, and it's interesting because I don't think there's a standard across the board for when a person would or should decide, okay, I'm 30 years old now, I should have done this, or this person is doing it. I think it's an individual thing, and because I know people that's 75 that still got ways, in my opinion, that they need to change.
But how about you, though? Like, there've been some moments in your life when you're like, was it the mirror? Was it the scale? Was it your pants not fitting good? Like, it was that you had kind of laying on the couch going, or Cheryl saying, Dwayne, get your ass off. Like there's these moments we have where it's like the trigger happens. What was
for me?
Mine just happened recently.
For me, I had to grow, and I'm still growing, and
of course,
stop putting everyone in front of myself. That's that pizza side. So, sometimes when you do things, it's not that you don't know any better. You're just doing it because you choose to, and you hope that people will respond differently. So for me, I think a lot of it was what is called a negative motivation.
Okay.
You got positive motivation. For me, it's a positive motivation, and then there's a negative motivation. Either way, both of them are going to make you move. So for me, I think I got tired of not putting me first.
Yeah.
And because I had different times in my life, I had people come to tell me in various ways, stop pouring your. It's like carrying a flask. For me, it was like pouring into and pouring out on everyone else, and I end up drained. Where I was taught that let your flask overflow onto people, and you always stay full. If that makes sense. So for 100%. Me, I had to learn how to, as we said earlier, stuff. And to John's point, this great tip, man, that just made me think of. I don't know if you guys heard of the Serenity Prayer.
Yeah.
Know the difference of the things that you can change, the things you cannot, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. So for me to reinvent myself, I had to, like John said some time ago, you jump into an empty pool and realize it's empty and bust your head. You get up and, okay, that one didn't have any water in it. Let me go and move to the next one. So for each of us, you bust your head, you run into that tree many a times, it'll get to the point where it hurts enough. You say, okay, I need to change. So that's where that negative motivation comes in. Because either way, you're still moving. For me, I that reinvention is, I've turned to more into curiosity. I look at everything more from curiosity. What can I learn from this? Not making it about me. That helped me get out of my hair trigger temper, especially when I went into professional and dealing with other people. I had to learn how to, not let my emotions control me, and learning to respond instead of react. So
Johnny, research on longevity shows that men with strong evolving life purpose have longer telomeres. We talk about it on the show here. You've gone through your journey a number of different times. Every time you've ended one to go to the next one, did you know, or did you have to take some time to figure out what was next?
Meaning like when one phase ended and the next one started.
Yeah. So you
combo, to be honest. You know what I mean? I think I was kind of put faith in the fact that, there's some things that I've done that I fucking have no idea why I did. And I don't, and I don't fucking question why, because I know when I look back, I'll understand exactly why.
Yes.
And I have faith in that. And sometimes when I get these fucking big, sometimes these big fucking bold moves, and realistically, I guess when it comes down to it, when I make a big bold move, sometimes, I've looked at Terry. There's a few times where I've looked at her.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, babe. I bit off a little bit more than I can fucking chew right now. I got this work.
Yes.
She'll remind me, she said, that's usually about the time when you make it work.
Yes.
So I guess what I'm getting at is there's always a little bit of calculation, but sometimes, like, perfect example, like when wrestling was over, I wasn't going to choose to give that job away. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's taken from me.
Yes.
Like, God damn it. And it's coming, but it's never quite anyway. So at that point, it would be fuck, man. I was kind of lost. I was licking my wounds. I went home and I started fucking digging holes in my yard, making fucking koi ponds, because I needed an outlet. Terry comes home from fucking work one day and I'm tit deep in a fucking hole in the front yard. She's like, what are you doing?
Well, that was like me probably when I lost my job. I spent 1.5 years in the yard, Johnny, because I was pruning and gardening and doing all that shit outside. And Lauren's like, who are you?
And so really what it comes down to is I don't really latch onto something until it's like, I don't know, I guess it's like it's something's got to move me in the belly.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And usually things that move me in the belly are things that seem not doable to most.
Yes.
And so I know when I'm on the right track because people will tell me that I'm fucking out of my mind.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
You can't do that.
I got a question for you guys.
And what I say to that is, you might be right, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Because then it's over.
Yeah. Dwayne,
I got a question for you guys out of curiosity, because I'm thinking about it. I heard you said, Keith, and I heard John said, when something didn't go as planned or we get frustrated or whatnot. I heard both of you say, like you said, I go and start working in the yard. I start doing this. Do you think that's the mind and our wiring that makes us, especially people who like to be on the move and be creating and doing? You think that's our wiring that makes us want to go and do some kind of work, like in a yard or working on the car, do something to occupy the mind, to get past that I missed my mark state of mind, and let me go and shift over here. And while I'm working, is it like a therapy to you think?
I think that's a small piece of it.
Yeah.
But at the end, for me, zero questions in my mind. At the end of the day, when I lay my head down on the pillow, do I feel like I accomplished something for the day?
Yeah.
If I didn't do that, I'm empty.
Yep. I'm the exact same way. That's why I'm so intense on my mornings. I want my morning done, because if I accomplished nothing for the rest of the day, At least I can look in the mirror and say I've taken care of my body, my brain, and I'm good with that. But I think the other side, Dwayne, I've just always been moving. My dad moved. My dad was never sitting around. So I guess my belief was when I lost my job, if I would just keep moving, you've heard us talk many times, something's going to come from the movement. If I sit around and become dormant, I might become a degenerate. Nothing happens. So it's just been this idea of movement.
He's real stacking up the words today. Yeah, dormant, degenerate.
Right. So it almost scares me, Dwayne, that if I don't move, I might go to bed and not have that feeling of accomplishment. Right. So you're right. I was like, okay, I lost a job on Friday. I went into the garden on Saturday because I got to do something. Makes sense, Dwayne?
I'm the same. Yeah. I totally agree with you. I think, I went to visit one of my old mentors a few years back, and he's in his 80s, and I'd sit down and learn a lot of life things from him and whatnot. And I'm sitting there and talking about moving. We're on his back porch. I'm in South Carolina in the country. Yeah. I flew down to see him, and I'm sitting there. We're sitting on his back porch. I said, okay, so what do we do now? He looks at me and he says, absolutely nothing. Sit here and just take in life. He said, you move. You've been moved. I'm a mover. I'm like you guys. It's like, I like moving. I like moving in the right direction, positive direction. Yeah. And being thoughtful in my moves. But I've never been one of those guys that could be a couch potato or just sit around and do nothing.
Or like the old, I love my Italian and Portuguese, or like the old Italian or Portuguese guy just sitting there and just smoking and looking at people walk by. Shoot me.
Dude, it's funny. So this makes me think of the reason that I started smoking cigars.
Uh-oh.
And I swear to God. So I had just gotten them. It's because this parlay is right out of one. So I'm digging holes in the fucking front yard. I figured, okay, I'm going to be a pro bodybuilder. That's right. 42. I'm going to be a pro bodybuilder. People, fucking guy is fucking high as a kite, man. You might be right, but I'm going to try anyway. Well, first contest win, go to nationals win. Guess what? I'm a pro bodybuilder.
So 42, John?
Yeah.
42. Yeah.
Wow.
But I think I'm like one of less than 5 or 6 people who became pro in 2 contests. Most people spend a decade trying to do it. I did it in fucking 9 months. Either way, the process that got me there fucking beat the shit out of me. And it was like fucking way out there beat me up. And so beat up to the point where, I was falling asleep fucking driving. I'd be driving my kids home from fucking school. I just have to pull over and lay my head back. I'm going to fall asleep at the wheel. Right. And the crazy part was I had been in gear overdrive, the fucking throttle down for that 9 months. It was almost like it was stuck. I was like, I couldn't fucking, I'm trying to let off the throttle. Nothing's happening. And one of my buddies is like, he understood. He was an ex-major leaguer. And so there's a little bit of a mentor thing there when you said this, Dwayne, that kind of that triggered my brain. He says, look, he goes, after training tomorrow, clear out your schedule, give me 3 hours. We're going to go to the cigar lounge. We're going to sit down. We're going to smoke a couple of cigars and we're going to do nothing. I was like, well, fuck. I can't remember the last time I sat in a chair and did nothing. Let's give this a shot. And so we did it. And it was like somehow, some way, I was able to sit there when normally I hadn't been able to do it. So I was like, well, fuck, I guess I'm going to walk through this bitch and buy a bunch of these things. So when I go home, tomorrow after training, I'll go home, sit on the fucking water because we lived on the water up in the bay, smoke cigar, fucking. So literally my daily cigar smoking was literally teaching me to sit and do nothing. I connected that cigar to sitting and doing nothing. Now, of course, a big fucking cigar should take an hour. I was fucking chewing them down sometimes in 30 minutes. But the point is that I was still, it was a work in progress, but it was like that sitting and doing nothing.
Yeah.
Really fucking powerful. There's a time for that. We have to realize that.
So this is awesome because Kai, get this ready here. Chronic boredom lack of purpose, and the stress of feeling stuck release localized inflammatory markers that literally age your cells faster. Well, somebody threw a question to Claude, and Kai, let's run this. Put this clip on screen because I want to read it to the boys here. This is fascinating, man. So Claude was asked, what has fundamentally changed the world for the worst, but us humans haven't realized? What has fundamentally changed the world for the worst, but us humans haven't realized? Get this. The answer is the collapse of unstructured time. And specifically what smartphones and algorithms have done to boredom. For the vast majority of human history, boredom was not a problem to be solved. It was a cognitive state that forced the brain into a mode we now call the default mode network, a kind of mental background processing where you consolidate memories, develop empathy by imagining other people's lives, generate creative ideas, and build a coherent sense of self. When you were sitting on the train, staring out the window, waiting for a bus or seat, quietly waiting for dinner, your brain was doing some of its most important work. Boredom was, and in a very real sense, the engine of the inner life. We've lost it as a fucking society. Dwayne Whitaker. That's fascinating, eh?
I think that is fascinating. As you read this, I started thinking back.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, I used to daydream.
Yes.
How society just labels stuff and put people and things in buckets. Daydreaming or sitting in silence, it even goes back biblical to whatever your faith is. Even you have to go, and I to this day require some type of solitude, even if it's 10, 15, 20 minutes to ground myself and or whatever people may label it as daydreaming. That's where the most masterpieces of our minds and creativity start from. So, to something that we looked at as being negative, I totally agree with this, man. You have to take time to yourself to learn and enjoy and appreciate yourself and be able to serve others in the right way. To me,
Johnny, the collapse of unstructured time. That's fascinating, man. Think about that, right? Because the smartphone just takes over all time.
Well, you got to figure the majority of our brain is in the subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're consciously doing this, what we're not doing? Tapping into the subconscious.
Well, Anderson, what makes me think when I read that is what you reminded me we were talking about when I cut the grass, right? Like you said, don't put the work on. And I didn't last time. I just went and cut the grass and I let myself, daydream. Dwayne, I was
You froze.
Dream and not think about work.
You froze again, brother.
You froze, brother.
My camera froze there. Yeah. But I worked really hard to daydream and look at the squirrels and the chipmunks and not be thinking about work. And man, it was a really different feeling, Dwayne. Seriously, actually, because I was like, wow, that was different. But I found that really fascinating when I saw that clip because whoa, that's a big one. What humans don't realize is happening is the loss of unstructured time.
You
look at it
in the morning time when I get up, I'm either going to listen to some positive shit, music, or dead silence. Yeah, I can kind of tell when I need that dead silence. Like my brain, the input I'm still kind of brimmed off. I need to process some of this shit.
I'm the same way. Yeah, Dwayne.
I like, and Cheryl will tell you, no matter where we are, I do my transcendental meditation when I think about it, and I'm always daydreaming, meditating. But for me, it's a treat. It's like almost become a prerequisite. No matter where we are, I get up in the morning. I like to come outdoors. I love nature.
Yeah,
and I just be with myself in nature and meditate, prayer, whatever the case is, and just absorb silence. And late at night, sometimes I walk Bella and I'll come outside. I might have a smoke and then whatever the case, and I could close my eyes and hear complete silence in nature at night. That is the most most positive thing for me. It just fuel for me,
Yeah, hanging out with Keith, John, and Dwayne here, wrapping up here. Johnny, we're missing the peptide desk today. We're going to get to it tomorrow because we're having such a great conversation here today. But I got something. Hey, boys, are you tall enough to ride this ride? Sometimes we go to theme parks. There's a sign that says how tall you are. Oh, you can't hear the clip there. Kai, if you can run it. She's
checking her cheek depth.
This video is, are you tall enough to ride this ride? 2 inches? You're not making it past the cheeks.
That's fucking foul.
You might make it past the Chiefs. But you gotta know what you're doing.
That's fucking foul.
I had nothing to say to that one.
Wow. That's foul.
Hey, guy, what do you got for vintage this morning to put some more humor on the table this morning? Let's just reminisce, boys. What are we reminiscing about this morning? What's this one here? Just some old good time laughing there. I think this is just some old Chevy Chase stuff. This is one of my favorites. I love Chevy Chase. He's, I think, one of the greatest of all time. And I just found this fun clip of him just doing some national vacation, some Chevy Chase stuff. It seemed like from that 100,000 years ago, but
yeah, that's in the 70s.
Yeah, that is the 70s.
And Dwayne, we just talked about this. Some of Keith's quirky behavior. He says, it's kind of funny stuff like Chevy Chase. And I was like, well, the difference is people like Chevy Chase's goofy behavior. He said, remember that story about his daughter in the restaurant? Yeah. He goes and fucking buys dinner, and he's fucking yelling from across the plate, hey,
Piper.
See, that's the kind of fucking behavior. That's the kind of behavior pattern that nobody considers Chevy Chase behavior pattern.
We love our brother anyway, bro.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Dwayne, what's on your agenda today, pal? What are you accomplishing today?
Well, the first accomplishment that I'm grateful for was I was able to open my eyes, and when my feet hit the floor, the devil said, "Oh shit, he's up again." But believe it or not, I was called for jury duty yesterday and today, and I got jury duty has actually evolved to be a much more pleasurable experience.
Tell me about it. Tell me.
So I got, now it's like automated. They send me a text message and email the night before. They say after 5:30. It was about probably before. They said, "Okay, Mr. Whitaker, we're not going to need your service for tomorrow, but stand by for tomorrow evening to see if we need, because it was for 2 days. The last time I was called was 8 years, but now they dropped it. So then I got one yesterday evening, about 5. They said, okay, we're not going to need you tomorrow neither. So thank you for your service, being willing to come. We'll contact you in 3 years. So they dropped it from 8 years to 3 years. But I was like, because technically I would have been gone. I would have been gone to when I saw your message, because we talked about it earlier. Unless my phone rings and someone calls me, I don't even look at my phone. And me and Cheryl are completely opposite. And I know you probably are like Cheryl. A lot of everything we do is on our phone. But I realized that, one side of me, I said, I can't let this a fucking electronic thing rule my life.
Yes.
And I decide I don't even touch it until like 8, 9, 8.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah.
And I wasn't like that. I was a slave to my phone.
Yeah.
So to try not to be extreme. But my point is, I was going to jury duty, and fortunately, I happened to look and see your text. I was, oh shit, I'm going to hang out with the brothers. So I said, so I looked at Cheryl and I gave it a look. I said, babe, your show is at 8:30, but I'm going to hang out with the brothers. She said, oh no, I know what you're going to do. That I gave it a look. So, but yeah, I was going to jury duty, but I got I'm straightening out some stuff. I got stuff with my business, both of my businesses I'm working on, and actually getting ready. I got to go shopping and I'm taking my mom to our family reunion on my mother's side.
Oh, fun.
For the 4th of July. The 4th of July week, every 2 years, my mother's side has it. So I'll fly, me and my 89-year-old partner is going to fly down to Alabama for this first week of July and whatnot. So I got to go pick up some stuff from my mom and trying to be the good son,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, did you guys watch Happy Days growing up? By any chance, watch Happy Days?
Yeah, I watched a little of it. Of it.
Did you hear the term "jump the shark"? I'm going to teach you guys something today.
I can't recall remembering that. Remember hearing that.
Johnny, have you heard that term "jump the shark"?
No, but I'm dying to know what you're going to try to teach.
Did you know, Kai? Kai, let's run. Did you know? Or not?
Kai?
Did you know Jump the Shark came from Fonzie literally jumping a shark on a Happy Days? TV was never the same after that dumb, beautiful moment.
Fonzie hit the water skis, kept the leather jacket on like a psycho, and flew over a shark like the writers had lost a bet. And that stunt became the perfect phrase for when a show peaks, panics, and starts doing desperate shit to feel important again.
That's why people still say it now. Not just for TV either. Brands, creators, politicians, podcasts, everybody can jump the damn shark.
The beauty of it is you know it when you see it. One weird move, one fake escalation, and suddenly the whole room goes, yep, it's over.
Fonzie cleared the shark, the phrase cleared history. That's our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
There you go, boys. Yeah, they taught something.
So it's actually a legitimate thing. Okay,
yes.
right on.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of fucking sense because
totally does, right?
It's like it's that last ditch effort. Yes. It's like, okay, fuck, that was weak. I guess we're done.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. So Johnny, there'll be a point in our show where you're like, all right, Bill has jumped the shark. We're now going, and then Dwayne's going to be listening. He's going, oh yeah. Hey, John, Dwayne, before you guys go.
Hey, John, before you go, we just watched a man crawl into a concrete crack like it owed him money. Red shirt, bent over, pure don't ask energy.
No tools, no gloves, no dignity. Just hands in dirt, weeds tickling his ribs, like he volunteered to be the world's saddest zipper. He's scooting forward millimeter by millimeter, like a human thumb drive trying to fit the wrong port. One wrong angle, and he's a permanent installation. The best part is we can't tell who's underneath. Like, is that a woman? A man? A whole second red shirt? It's just mystery meat in a concrete panini.
That's why I can't look away, because it's either the weirdest hookup ever or the most committed hiding spot of all time. And either way, it's working.
Hey, John, why do you look like you've done this exact thing before? Don't lie, because Preston wants to learn how to do it.
I will admit that I don't know what this is, but Kai, let's see it, because I grab some things and I throw them into the feed and I'm like, what the hell is this? So it's hard to see what he might be doing, but he's doing something in between concrete slabs. I don't know if it's a cemetery, don't know whether he's constructing, but his hips are moving in an interesting fashion that I'm like, what the hell is going on there?
That kind of looks like you when the officer pulled up with a spotlight and you told the officer you were just helping the sheep over the fence.
Good morning, Cheryl Whitaker.
Goodbye.
He was stuck, officer. I'm just helping him over the fence.
He was stuck.
Hi, guys. Oh, wow.
Oh, good morning. Good to see you this morning. How are you?
You know, the funny part about that story is then they moved you to the side and found out that was Bobo stuck up.
Johnny, I got to get you out of here, pal. What are you doing today?
Let's see here. Great workout.
You're going to go dig holes for koi? Is that what you're doing today?
No, I'm not in a transitional space right now. You know, by the way, you don't dig holes for koi.
No, I know you, but dig holes and put koi in them.
Thank you. Yes, Jesus Christ.
I love how literal you are. You just pick every fucking word that I say. You're like, wait a minute, did you say that?
Well, when you say things like a chicken's worth $5,000, your person starts to listen closer to the words.
You're never going to live that one down, Keith. You
never would occur. Never, Cheryl. That's never going to live me down. No.
Or even better, the blind test where half of the test knew right away that there was positive. That's not good either. It's a perfect test. Either way. I got workouts already done.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely feel better today with the rest I got yesterday. So yeah. I'm going to be very careful not to get myself over. I don't say worked. I guess it's over exercised.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely
so we only got a couple days left before we head back to California. So we'll probably start packing the place up little by little.
Fun. Well, have a safe, enjoyable day today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Always enjoy hanging out. Always enjoy hanging out with my brothers, man.
Yes.
Absolutely. Great to see you, Cheryl. Didn't see much, but at least I got to see the two of you smiling side by side.
I know. I love it, man.
Yeah, we're like literally like 30 feet apart. I'm in my office, he's in her office.
I love it.
I love it.
All right, we're gonna walk Johnny ahead. We're gonna walk Dwayne out of here. I'm gonna catch up with Cheryl for a little bit. Dwayne, thanks for hanging out, brother. Lots of love, man. So much love. I love you too.
Love you guys, man. You guys are awesome.
Have a good loop, everyone.
Dwayne's out of here. Johnny's out of here. Left with Keith and Cheryl. What's going on?
Time for you to hang out with your favorite Whitaker. Although I know that you called someone
Yeah,
else.
sure. There you are. How you doing? How was your show today?
Oh, you didn't hear me calling you out first. It's time for you to hang out with your favorite Whitaker.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were going to pick that up. Tell me the highlights. What happened on It Starts With Joy today? Give me the highlights.
Well, it was a great show. It was great. We talked about joy in the noise. The joy beats were cool. Have you shown yet the Rue? The Norway in Times Square yesterday?
No, I did not. No.
Oh, it is so. Oh, Keith, you can find it. It is the coolest thing. They took over Times Square. They've been taking over in Boston and everywhere else. All like World Cup fever.
Okay.
Norway, and they get together and they row. And row. It's like thousands of people. It's
wow.
It is amazing.
I gotta check that out. Looks pretty cool.
It's so cool. And so we talked about joy in the noise, how to find joy with the world. The world is extra these days. And how do you ground yourself and just be centered? And the accountability and intentionality behind, taking care of yourself, taking care of your human, which is you, which was really good. And then Father's Day tribute to my dad.
Nice.
I almost made it through the whole thing until I was in tears. So
of course, yeah. Well, it's good. There's some emotion there.
Yeah, it was great. It was a fun show. It was good.
Hey, Kai, Jimmy, if you have that boredom Claude thing, I want to share it with Cheryl because I think she'd be quite intrigued by this. We talked about it a couple of minutes ago on the show. I found a really cool clip. Somebody asked Claude a question, and I'm just going to wait for the team to throw it on screen here for us. Get this. This is awesome, Cheryl. What has fundamentally changed the world for the worse, but us humans haven't realized?
Oh, great question.
I know. The answer is the collapse of unstructured time.
The collapse of unstructured time.
It's fucking fascinating.
Wow.
For the vast majority of human history, boredom was not a problem to be solved. It was a cognitive state that forced the brain into a mode we now call the default mode network, a kind of mental background processing where you consolidate memories, develop empathy by imagining other people's lives, generate creative ideas, and build a coherent sense of self. When you stared out a window, waited for a bus, or sat quietly after dinner, your brain was doing some of its most important work. Boredom was, in a very real sense, the engine of the inner life.
Whoa.
Isn't that fucking powerful? It's gone. Like this, when I saw this thing moved me because I saw this post and I was like, wow.
It gives me chills.
I know.
And it reminds me too, actually, of the conversation you were having with your guest yesterday about being dormant.
Oh, yeah. Well, today's word was degenerate.
Oh.
So don't become a dormant degenerate, Cheryl.
Dormant degenerate. It's so interesting because, yes, now we're in a constant state of if you're alone,
simulation, yeah.
And if you're waiting for something or what have you, when you might be, as this says, staring out into nothing and just being away with your thoughts.
Yes.
Now it's constant noise because we just grab our phone.
Well, that's why I put it up because you said finding the joy in the noise. I thought, I got something for Cheryl.
Yeah.
Because this is so. It's and we were talking with Dwayne and Johnny. Like when I cut the grass, I've been trying to intentionally not put work in my head. What I mean by that is think about it or listen to a podcast or something, educate myself, or I try to daydream. I try to fucking look at the chipmunks. I try to squirrel. I try to because I'm so used to, okay, well, my brain's moving from this accomplishment. What's going to be next? What's the next for my brain? So when I saw this, holy fuck, that hit me straight between the eyes.
Where did you find that?
I just showed up on one of my feeds somewhere. I'll share it with you. But this is provocative. What we haven't realized, the collapse of unstructured time. That just hit me straight between the eyes.
Ooh, boy, I absolutely love it. And so when I think about, the things that can kill joy, If you don't allow yourself to be bored, and like even maybe we need to change the word, because bored has such a, you know, a strong, you know, bored seems like unproductive. Bored seems
yes.
Bored is like, you know, I eat when I'm bored.
Yes.
I don't know what else to do, right?
Yeah.
Like the brilliance behind that. I would love to know more about the science behind, you know, what our brain is doing when we give it an opportunity to just rest and be.
Yeah. And what was fascinating to me is that this whole idea that where was it? For the vast, like, listen to this, right? For the vast majority of human history, this is brilliant to me. Boredom was not a problem to be solved. Was not yet today it is a fucking problem.
Yes.
That's what's fascinating to me, is that we wake up and I want to build a business solving a problem. Okay, solve boredom. Like, actually.
Yes. And we have, right?
It's incredible to me, man. It's incredible to me. Wow. I was really moved by this. I think it starts conversation because it makes you think. This to me is like philosophy. This I love this kind of shit, because it's not a right or a wrong. It's just about exploring. It's about going deep. This to me is what this is about.
Wow, that's amazing. I would love to know what John thinks about that, and Brianna too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's profound.
I'm gonna throw it to Petro on Friday. And, speaking of Brianna, you know, I know Brianna's not listening right now, but I gotta tell you something. Man. She sent me a note yesterday, and she sent me 2 notes. And the kindness from that young lady, I don't have words. I actually do not have words. She sent me 2 videos for me and Lauren and my family, and I just they'll stay aside. They were personal, but I'm just telling you, because you see her, she speaks, she's so eloquent. I've never met her in my entire life, ever, just through our show. Yeah. And she, out of the blue, sends this note that brought tears to my eyes and moved me yesterday because of one thing: kindness. I've talked to him. To me, that's the most important attribute: kindness.
It is.
It's so hard to do naturally for humans, but yet when we do it, it's so moving, because kindness without an agenda is true kindness.
Yeah, well, that's pure, and then that's oh wow, that's real. And then we're not talking about nice, right? You know, because there's nice is different. Kindness is coming from a different place.
Yes,
right, because kindness doesn't always mean sometimes you have to share the hard things.
100%. Yeah.
We have those conversations all the time. You're real with me, I'm real with you.
Yes.
Because, you know, we have a deep caring and love for each other. We're kind to each other, respect for each other.
Yes.
That's important. But but Brianna, I'm seeing like these different layers to her, just even through her comments on LinkedIn.
We all, yes.
Right? So
I'm really enjoying it.
Listening at this point in time.
So I know it's Wednesday for you. Wednesdays are your lighter day. What's on your agenda today, Miss Whitaker?
Today's not lighter for me at all. I've got a coaching session today. I've got a workshop I'm facilitating with senior executives today. But it's all good because those things fill me up too. So it's all good.
I love it. Nation, we're working on a new show with Cheryl. It's called the holding title right now is The Feed. We're playing with it a little bit. It's gonna be an awesome show. Cheryl's gonna put the old the host hat on, and she's gonna get into the LinkedIn feed and have some great stuff to put on the table. We were working on it yesterday. I know she's going to be working on it throughout the week here. I'm excited to bring that to life. And I know Cheryl's been extremely patient with the handsome chief as he's been getting that to life with her. And yesterday, I'm like, okay, I got something for you. So we dug into it yesterday. I'm excited about that, man. That's going to be fun.
I'm really, really excited about
that. Cool. It's going to be. I think it's going to reach right into LinkedIn and get some activity. People go, what's going on over there, right?
So a lot going on over LinkedIn. 1.5 billion people.
1.5 billion people. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Okay, well, listen. I'm getting signals from my bladder, and my bladder's telling me the morning focus is coming. And the bladder is saying to me, okay, that means you got about 58 to hold on. I'll tell you, you'll have 58 to 64 some odd seconds.
Wow, that's a lot today.
65, yeah. So it's funny because when I go to my doc goes, you got good flow. Well, I can get it out in less than 65. How do you know, Keith? Well, because I got a segment that I get 64 seconds or less to get it and wash my hands, Whitaker.
Well, have a good flow. My brother, as Johnny would say, have a good loop.
I love you, Cheryl. We'll see you later, okay?
I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
All right, Cheryl Whitaker. It starts with joy every single Wednesday, 8:30 on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network, the Mornings in the Lab Authority Network. Our very own, I love her, man. Cheryl Raphael Whitaker and Dwayne Whitaker. two of the most awesome human beings you will ever met, full of kindness, full of integrity, and full of joy. All right, 65 seconds. I'm coming back. This one's an interesting one. This one's, I'm not going to say out of character. No, I'm actually speaking to the industry. I'm speaking to the word. I'm speaking to the world. I'm speaking to business owners. I'm speaking to business owners. You, my friends. I'm leaning into something Satya Nadella said, the CEO of Microsoft, as we continue to move into a world where AI is at the center of everything. A frontier without an ecosystem is a trap. And that monologue starts in 65 seconds.
We heard the quiet part out loud. The frontier isn't the moat. Without an ecosystem, power slips fast.
The model isn't the advantage. The loop is. What we practice gets sharper. What we capture becomes ours.
Renting brilliance feels safe. It's expensive. When we outsource thinking, we stop earning judgment. That's how expertise evaporates.
Human capital is lived reps. It's relationships and scar tissue. Token capital is capability we build on top. Separate them and both weaken.
We keep chasing the next release. We call it staying ahead. It's just movement without ownership. Speed doesn't matter if we're drifting.
Offloading tasks is fine. Offloading learning is fatal. If we don't encode what we earn, someone else compounds it.
If our memory lives in their system, we're disposable. We feed their engine with our mornings. Then we wonder why we feel replaceable.
Keith's about to break it down. We don't worship the frontier. We build the loop, and we keep it on our side. Morning begins here.
All right, guys, here's one for you. Those of you that are building a business, a CEO in a business, or in a business, this is where my level of expertise will come to the table. Johnny talks GLPs, peptides. He's the expert over there. I'm coming to the table on the frontier, the AI, the business side. And what I'm going to share with you is things that I'm doing in our business, things that we are building in our business, and things that I want to encourage you to think about for your business. Because if you're not, you're going to be left behind. So ears up on this one. True mother story. This might be one of the most important monologues I do in 2026 if you are looking to create a successful business for the next number of years. Let's get after it. Satya Nadella said the quiet thing out loud. He said that a frontier model, what's a frontier model? It's ChatGPT, it's Grok, it's Anthropic, it's the big model that starts it all. A frontier model without an ecosystem is not stable. No, think about that. A frontier model without an ecosystem is not stable. So what does that mean? Well, so he says that the world just admitted that the model, the ChatGPTs, the Groks, the Anthropics, that's not the moat. And I want you to hear me clearly. The moat is the loop, a new sense of language happening in the AI world. And here's the part that most people will skip past while they chase the next model release. And what I mean is that too many folks right now are chasing, are we going to Fable? Are we going to the next Mythos model? Are we going to the next ChatGPT model? Are we going to the next Grok model? When's the next model coming? It's like back in the olden days when we were waiting for the next iOS release. Hey, I can't wait for iOS 12 or iOS 15 because all these new features are showing up. And people would rush to wait for these new features coming. But there's a difference happening right now. Every company, and I mean every company is about to learn the difference between human capital and token capital. And for those of you wondering what token capital is, this conversation is probably not for you. I would invite you to call me or text me instead because you're already being left behind. Because every company on the planet is about to learn the difference between the value and the processes that grow your business. Let's get into it. Human capital. The human capital is the judgment of your company. It's the relationships, the pattern recognition that you only earn by getting punched in the face a few hundred times. Sure, that's a metaphor, but it's patterns in your company that only happen in your business, in your world. Token capital, the processes, the things that happen behind the scenes. Token capital is the AI capability you build and own on top of that. And the reality, guys, and some of this is kind of technical, but I want you to hear me here, is you got the token capital and you have the human, the ideas, the creativity, the knowledge per se. One without the other is dead air. And as we move into the world, tokens are required to move the models forward. We're moving quickly past a world where you pay a subscription and you get access to the AI models. No, we're moving into a world where, AI models are related to work, productivity. Here's your tokens, pay the bill, right? A model with no human direction is actually compute running in circles. Think about this. So those of you guys that are playing more in the world of AI, when you're building, if you're just playing with a model with no human intervention, I talk about all the time, agent sitting, AI sitting. If you're not running and managing the tokens with the human capital, the compute you're spending money on is actually just running in circles. And a human with no system to compound their judgment is a one-man band getting commoditized in real time. Think about it. Think about the human just spinning around and getting shit done. No systems, just doing stuff. Right? No systems to compound, keyword compound the judgment. So if you're running a business today and you're making decisions today, making decisions last week, making decisions next week, what are the tools you have in place to compound that knowledge, that human capital? Don't just say the AI is doing it. Every single day you delay this decision to invest in your human capital on top of the token capital is a day you are being left behind. And here's the part that hit me early this morning before I said to Jimmy, I got a different monologue today because I had a different one planned. Because this is what we are building here in the lab in front of all you. Conversation OS, which is the platform, the processes, the systems underneath everything that we develop. It's not a content tool. It's not a content platform. It's not a conversation software platform. It's a learning loop. And this is what really struck me straight in the eyes. Every monologue that I say, every guest on center stage, every morning focus, every transcript that Frankie or Sterling or anybody in our network or show contributes to the show, files away into institutional memory as part of Mornings in the Lab. That is human capital, turning token capital into something that we own. And here's what I think so many businesses are forgetting or not even realizing or recognizing that human working, all that knowledge is up here. It's nowhere else. If that human leaves, that human knowledge cannot compound. So my invitation is you might want to consider today what you need to start creating institutional memory that can compound for your business. Not rented from a frontier lab, owned by you. Because when you make that monthly payment on that subscription, you're getting those tokens. Token fees are one thing. If there are no human capital being recognized, there's no compounding value being built into the business. And this is exactly what Satya Nadella was describing is what we have been doing for the last 700 plus mornings. Every workflow. I'm down to a point now for this show, it's a couple buttons, the show gets created. Workflows that improve every time because of the knowledge that has compounded over time. Judgment that gets encoded into the decisions from the AI that's not lost because of the judgment and the decisions put in over time. A voice, my voice, John's voice, our character's voices that the model can't strip mine because the loop sits on our side of the wall. Our knowledge is over here. Chat GPTs, Perplexities, OpenAI, everybody else's knowledge is over there. I predict most people, many people, are going to wake up in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and realize that they handed their expertise to a stranger's model for free. Offloading tasks, offloading jobs, thought they were saving time, but the reality is all that intellectual capital, they gave it away. And that to me is the biggest fucking mistake. What they actually did was they donated their learning to someone else's compounding machine. Think about that for a second. I think today's the day you got to pause and ask yourself, what am I building in my business? Is my business, I'm not going to use the term AI proof, does my business have human knowledge that can compound, and what are we doing about it today? Because the longer you take to compound that human knowledge, the longer you're being left behind. That human leaves, so does the knowledge leave with it. So sure, you can offload a task. Sure, you can offload a job, but you cannot offload your learning. I was talking to my buddy John Kiesel at Division 7 yesterday. I'm like, dude, all that learning with all the folks, you got to get that somewhere. You got to get that somewhere inside of your house before those people leave. Those 20 years of building roofs, the mistakes they made, the decisions they made, the decisions they reflect on. If you want to be standing when all the dust clears, that knowledge needs to reside on your side of the fence, not somebody else's side of the fence. That is the line, you guys. That's the whole game. So team, so business owners, CEOs, founders, build your own loop inside your own organization. Own it. Own it. Own the knowledge you're building. Feed the loop every single morning. Because guys, the frontier models that are constantly just releasing new updates, sucking you in, that's awesome. Let's keep getting into it. But the ecosystem on top of all of that, that's the prize. That is the prize that you need to be searching for. So, as you go through your day today, ask yourself the question, is the business that I'm creating today compounding knowledge or just burning fucking tokens? That in itself, team, you got to ask yourself, is that a true motherfucking story? What a great show here today, guys. Dr. John Petrocelli, drop it into the comments. I appreciate you, brother. I love me some mornings in the lab with Keith, John, and friends. Yes, and you know, I think about Petro, and I think about all the knowledge he has in his brain. I think about all the knowledge he's accumulated over time, right? There's something to be said for Petro, not building an AI version of Petro, but a platform where Petro's knowledge compounds over time, right? Using the frontier models to link that knowledge to his knowledge. Because the moment Petro's gone, one day, way in the future, we're talking fucking way in the future, we want to take those many years of compounded knowledge and bring it to life. So business owner, personal brand, but especially to the business owners. My goodness, I cannot implore and encourage you enough. Start leaning into investing and asking yourself the questions. How can we better utilize the human capital, the human knowledge in our business? Not so much. And how does that balance out the token capital in our business? All right, Kai, thanks for being on the buttons here today. Jimmy was over on Cheryl's show. Good job with Kai. Got Melissa out there as well, guys. I think we're going to bump the life hacker till tomorrow. Yes, we sure are. Woo, baby. Dwayne, I appreciate you, man. I love hanging out with you as well, man. We always love having our Dwayne Whitaker hanging out with me and Johnny. So, guys, we had a full show here today. We had a full show today. We talked about everything. We talked about the ride. Yeah, 2 inches, 3 inches. We talked about the ride. Man, we talked a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm not even going to get into it. What I'm going to do is invite you to go back to the top of the hour and kick it off with myself and John. We got into a big conversation. Dwayne joined us at 30 minutes. And then here's the question. Kai, let's put this up on the screen about boredom. I'm going to close it out with this. I want you guys thinking about this today. What has fundamentally changed your world for the worse, but maybe you haven't realized it yet? Because Claude has put this on the table. Claude is suggesting that what we have missed as humans, and we haven't even realized it yet, is the collapse of unstructured time. Whoa. So guys, here's my invitation. Go get bored today. Go get bored. But don't get bored too long. Come back, hang out with us tomorrow, 7:30 with Matt Roof, myself, 8 o'clock, and Johnny, 8 o'clock. Yeah. Mornings in the lab with Keith, John, and friends. And tomorrow we got ourselves a guest tomorrow on the show. And of course I can't find it, but I'm going to find it right now. Tomorrow coming up on, yes, we got somebody coming to tomorrow's show. So come back tomorrow. Oh yeah. Yossi Ginsburg. He was alone on the Amazon for 3 weeks. Here's what saved him. We got Yossi Ginsburg tomorrow live with myself and Johnny, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Boom, boom. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm getting out of here.